So we're about ready to roll on this one, folks. Chris Salazar, now attending Albuquerque High School, the 17-year-old. There you see him with the gold stripe down the trunks. Both men have black trunks, but Chris Salazar with the gold stripe. And if the man in his corner looks familiar to you, that's the former trainer and manager of world champion Johnny Tapia. That's Paul Chavez. And this is his grandson, Chris Salazar, stepping into the ring for the first time. So we'll find out who will win this match. Right now you're looking at a young man who won by walkover. And as soon as he is awarded, we will get this fight underway. Chris Salazar, his opponent out of the Northside Boxing Club, PHILLIP Otero. And Otero is a very fine boxer. You'll see him on the left side of your screen there, fighting out of the Northside Boxing Club, trained by Sammy Kidd. And this should be a very interesting match. Pretty good boxing skills shown in the past by PHILLIP Otero, and of course Chris Salazar, highly touted by his grandfather, Paul Chavez. And although this will be his first amateur fight, so we'll see what happens here. These are novice boxers, 147-pound or welterweight boxers. We're underway now, round one. Dan Cisneros sitting at ringside here. You're watching the 8-Count Boxing Hour on Community Cable Channel 27. And right now you see PHILLIP Otero go to work with that jab. Chris Salazar coming back with the big rights and lefts. Going to the body here, Chris Salazar. Otero was trying to hold on, and he gets a warning from referee Ray Thomas. And again, you see Salazar banging to the body. So Chris Salazar looks like he means business here, going to the body in this match early. And now PHILLIP Otero tries to get Salazar to back up here with a good left jab. Looks like good boxing skills on the part of PHILLIP Otero. And it will be hard to distinguish the two. Both men wearing black trunks, but Chris Salazar has a gold stripe around the waistband and a stripe down the side of his trunks. So far, an explosive match. Chris Salazar opening up quick, going to the body, and now PHILLIP Otero starting to establish a little bit of boxing skills here with that jab. But you can see Salazar there trying to go over the jab with the right hand. Both men are right-handers. This is the first sanctioned bout for Chris Salazar, so I'm sure a lot of nervousness on his part, and he's going to take some time to settle into his game here. The two men exchanging pretty evenly to this point. And now you see Salazar trying to establish a jab of his own. There's a left hand from PHILLIP Otero. And so far, Salazar has been the big swinger, and Otero trying to shoot up the middle with the jab. Nice crowd here tonight at the Jack Candelaria Community Center, formerly known as South San Jose. Of course, this is the Jim Boggio Classic. This bout, this entire card in honor of the boxing commissioner of New Mexico, the very beloved Jim Boggio, and that ends the first round of boxing here. So a good first round, pretty close in my book. And we look into the corner now of Chris Salazar, being worked on by his grandfather, Paul Chavez. Salazar's nose was bloodied in that first round, and Paul Chavez will try to go to work on this and get things under control here. Now we look over into the corner of PHILLIP Otero, and that's Sammy Kidd with his back to you. Sammy Kidd, who trains fighters at the Northside Boxing Club, the old hideout building. And Otero feeling good about his work in that first round. PHILLIP Otero is a nice smooth boxer. And it looks like Chris Salazar is depending a little bit more on power, at least at this point. And I'm sure that they'll try to settle Salazar down and try to get him back into the boxing mode. But right now he's got to worry about that bloody nose. It's been bleeding throughout the rest period here, and they've been trying to get that thing under control, and that could hamper him, especially being his first bout with very little experience. Chris Salazar will have to take control of things here, but right now the two are ready to go into action here. Referee Sugar Ray Thomas calls the two to the center of the ring. They touch him up. We're underway now with round two. So round one was a good action-packed round. Pretty even throughout. Chris Salazar with the big bombs and the body work, and PHILLIP Otero with the nice movement and the good jab. Again, you can see Salazar now trying to open up his offensive attack here, but he eats some right hands from Otero. Good counterpunching on the part of PHILLIP Otero. Both men exchanging jabs here. It's like both men are trying to establish their jab. And there you see Otero following it with the right hand. Again, PHILLIP Otero is the man in the solid black trunks. And now referee Ray Thomas is going to stop the action. And the ring doctor is called in now to look at Chris Salazar. That nose, I was telling you, busted wide open in that first round. And they've tried to keep things under control, but now the ring doctor is going to take a look at Chris Salazar. And the ring doctor will make a determination here whether or not to let this one continue. So bad luck in the opening bout of Chris Salazar's amateur career. He's been holding his own boxing-wise, but this bloody nose is a real concern, especially here in amateur boxing. They're very safety conscious, and the ring doctor will have to just make that judgment. And right now, referee Ray Thomas and the ring doctor are conferring on this one. And there you see Phil Otero getting that right hand, ready to throw the right hand. I don't know what he was telling his corner there. But it looks like the ring doctor is going to give Salazar every chance in the world to finish this bout if he can. He really doesn't want to see this young man stopped early in his first fight. And the ring doctor says he says okay, he will give Salazar some more time, and he's going to let this one go. So we're back underway now, round two. A stoppage in the action, and PHILLIP Otero taking full advantage of that stoppage, taking a little bit of a break here. And now Chris Salazar going to work. I guess he's a little bit concerned about the nosebleed and being stopped, so he's going to try to stop this one on his own if he can. A warning for holding now from referee Ray Thomas. And again the referee calls time, and the ring doctor steps right back onto the apron, and he's going to take another look at the nose of Chris Salazar. So Ray Thomas showing some concern for the fighter as the nose is bleeding profusely. And one more time, the ring doctor is called into play here to make a determination on whether or not this bout can continue. Dan Cisneros at ringside, and you're watching the 8-Count Boxing Hour here on Community Cable Channel 27, bringing you the boxing action of the Duke City. We're at the Jack Candelaria Community Center in South Albuquerque. Nice crowd on hand for this one, the Jim Boggio Classic. Raising money for Jim Boggio, the commissioner, the chairman of the State Athletic Commission, Boxing Commission that is. And Mr. Boggio is taking treatments for a medical condition, and they're trying to raise some money for him here. So this card is the Jim Boggio Classic. And now we're back underway. Chris Salazar with the gold waistband, PHILLIP Otero in the solid black. And you see the windup and the swing here by Salazar, and both men now trading. And PHILLIP Otero loses his mouthpiece as Chris Salazar's face now is just a bloody mask. Blood everywhere, just pouring out of the nose of Chris Salazar. It's all over his shirt, and we're just about getting the action back underway here to finish this second round. It's been a long one. 2 stoppages for the doctor to look at the nose of Chris Salazar. And there you see, but Salazar lands a right to the body and eats a right hand to the chin. And that will end this second round. So Paul Chavez, the corner man here for Chris Salazar, his grandson, really has his work cut out for him to get that nose under control. The referee's going to be watching it close. Another close round, maybe a slight edge to Otero. He landed some nice counter punches. But the break in momentum to check on the nose also may have hurt Chris Salazar, who looked like he was starting to get into the boxing mode and then was really cooled down as the doctor took time to look at the nose. And you can see the concern in the corner here, trying their best to get that nose under control, the bleeding. And you can see the ring doctor watching very closely here as Paul Chavez goes to work on his grandson, Chris Salazar. 17-year-old Chris Salazar attends Albuquerque High School. Looks like a good, strong boxer, but boy, he's really got some obstacles to overcome here in his first amateur fight. Now we switch over to the corner of PHILLIP Otero. And there you see Phillip taking advice from his trainer, Sammy Kidd. Just about ready to get underway with the third and final round here. These are novice welterweight boxers. Referee Ray Thomas holding the two back now, making sure that the corner is all cleared out. We're back underway now. Round three, the third and final round of this bout, scheduled for three. These are welterweights, novice boxers. Chris Salazar with the gold stripe, PHILLIP Otero in the solid black, and now the two are just trading. Now you see some good action heating up here. Chris Salazar tries to go to the body, and Otero has a good counter-punching answer for him. A warning again from referee Ray Thomas. Again, you see Salazar going to the body. Well schooled when it comes to body attack here. Chris Salazar working on the body of PHILLIP Otero. But Otero taking things nicely and continuing to box. And PHILLIP Otero doing a nice job of working behind that jab. He's got a nice straight jab. You can see him using it here. And now Salazar with a jab of his own. And a warning to the corner of Chris Salazar for coaching. Paul Chavez spent a lot of years as a professional trainer in the corner of Johnny Tapia. And hard habit to break as he was coaching from the corner here in the amateurs for his grandson, Chris Salazar. So Chris doing a good job of hanging in there. His nose was busted wide open in the first round, and it's continued to bleed since. But he hasn't panicked. He's done a nice job of staying in control here in boxing with his opponent, PHILLIP Otero. And PHILLIP Otero doing a nice job of controlling things with his jab. A good boxer. There's a nice jab, a nice straight right hand. Gets in there to the face of Chris Salazar. PHILLIP Otero doing some nice work. Again comes back with the left counter. And now a warning. Let's see what we got here. Okay, the action is back underway. Referee Ray Thomas. There you see Salazar again. He's been working with that right hand to the body. And the bell, or the whistle blows, and that'll end this bout. The end of the fight, the third round, is complete. And we will go to the scorecard on this one. So Chris Salazar did a good job of hanging in there just when it looked like things were hopeless. He kept the action going with that bloody nose. I'm sure he had trouble breathing through his nose. And PHILLIP Otero doing a nice job of boxing. This is a good close fight. The three judges will make their ruling here, and we'll have a winner in just a little bit for you. So Chris Salazar and PHILLIP Otero here on the 8-count boxing hour, a nice boxing match. There you see Sammy Kidd coming over to congratulate the other corner. Good sportsmanship all around. And right now everybody anxiously waiting for this decision, a hard one to call. Looked like the powerful body blows of Chris Salazar against the slick jabbing movement style boxing of PHILLIP Otero. And right now let's find out who won this one. So Northside Boxing Club's PHILLIP Otero gets the victory in this one. A good match, and congratulations to PHILLIP Otero.